how y'all doing? I did miss an upload. I am so sorry, besties. It's like final season and I had a 15-page paper that I had to write and then 3 other assignments that were due that same day, and I was working, and so the creativity wasn't there. Couldn't do it. I'm so sorry, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get a video today and tomorrow, which means Christmas bonus. Sorry about that, but I figured let's do like a really casual video. I just kind of want to hang out here and lounge on my couch and tell you about the shit that I have on my TBR, but also I'm gonna need you to back up. Not that far, just like a little bit. The angle's just gonna be bad in this video. Honestly, in 2024, I told you all that I would not be doing 5-star predictions for that year, but I would do one for 2025. And so we are here with my 5-star predictions. I'm going to try not to repeat books that I've been talking about a lot recently, just because I've also released things like my 2025 anticipated books and just things that I'm prioritizing. So I want to make sure I'm not repeating too much here. But the first book that I have on this list is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This is the 3rd book. I don't know what the series name is, but it's following one of the women in this friend group, and she's a super successful, like, wealthy one, and she's trying to find love, and I think she falls for someone that she's not supposed to, like on this show that she's producing or she's part of. And I just really liked her when I read This Could Be Us. So I'm looking forward to reading her story. I think I'm going to give it 5 stars just because I have faith in Kennedy's writing. I have Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. And I will tell you, I am cheating a little bit with this one because I did already listen to the first few chapters of it. And I can tell you, I'm already really having a great time. So this one is following Teddy and Gus. And Gus is a single dad, and Teddy is like best friends with one of the characters in the series, and they've been kind of like put together their whole lives, obviously because it's best friend's brother, but they low-key hate each other. Like, they mutually hate each other and they just never get along, but it is their love story. So I'm very curious to see how this is gonna go. Gus is also super grumpy and Teddy is just like other girls, and I love that. She is a monster romance fashion loving icon, and for that reason alone, I think I will give this 5 stars. Yes, I'm finally going to read the 2nd book in the Emily Wilde series. This is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I just have to wait for the audiobook because I prefer to listen to these books, but this is still following Dr. Emily Wilde. She is like a fae and folklore researcher. Fae are real in this world, and then we're going to be back with her and Wendell as they explore the fairy realms. And I have All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles, which is coming out in 2025. The reason why I think I'm going to really enjoy this is that it's the intersection of some of my loves. It's a romantic suspense and it has a mixed media podcast element. She's either solving her sister's disappearance or solving her sister's murder. I can't remember, but romantic suspense seems like it's going to be my thing, and I think it's going to be the trend of the new year. I'm sorry, my Squishmallow wants to be part of this conversation, and it is actually just not part of this conversation. So that's what I think I'm going to love. Just I think it's going to work for me as someone who loves both horror and romance. I'm not super into true crime, but this isn't a real story, so we'll see how that works for me. And Through the Midnight Door by Catherine Monroe. This is the story of 3 sisters who live in this small town, and they used to kind of play in this abandoned house. I believe one of the sisters either dies or disappears, and they all come back and they end up back at this house figuring out what the fuck is up with this place. And you all know that I love a haunted house story, so obviously I'm gonna put this on my 5-star prediction list. Speaking of a haunted house, we have We Used to Live Here by Marcus Luer. I don't think that's right, but another book that I'm just a little bit cheating on because I already started this book like a few weeks ago, but the audiobook already expired for me. But anyway, I did really enjoy what I was listening to, but this one follows 2 people. We have a lesbian couple and they're living in this house, except that one of them is like out at work and then like running errands, and then we have our protagonist of the story. She's home alone when she gets a knock on the door, and it's this family, and they're like, the dad of the family used to live here and he really wants to see it. Like, can we come in and just do a quick tour? That's hella fucking weird. But my girl has no boundaries and is a people pleaser to the point of stupidity. So she lets him in the house. Except the little girl, high key, low key, goes missing in the house, and now they're stuck in the house and some weird shit is happening. But also, our protagonist, we're not sure if she's a reliable narrator, and it's just been really fun so far. So I'm anticipating that when I finish this, it will be a 5-star read for me. And of course, the reappearance of Rachel Price. I own the audiobook for this, but I have not read it yet. What can I say? But this is the story. It's another one by Holly Jackson, and I really loved her Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, but this one is completely different, kind of similar idea though, in that we have this family and the matriarch, the mother of this family, she like just disappeared, and it is one of the biggest mysteries in their town. There's a documentary that they're filming about it, much to the family's reluctance, and while they're filming this documentary, homegirl shows back up. I said that we're following the daughter of this family, and she's just like, something's weird here. I don't believe this story. Like, what is actually happening? And then she's figuring out what is actually happening. I just really like Holly Jackson's writing style. I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder so much. Like, that series is one of my favorite series. So I'm really hopeful that this will also be a 5-star read for me. So we'll see. Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, a romance. Even though I think 2025 will be my year of like thrillers, mysteries, and horror, I'm still a romance girly, and so I will be looking forward to this one. But this one follows a woman who is like a wedding planner and a man who is a florist, and she's planning this really extravagant wedding, and the family that she's planning the wedding for, they really want a specific floral bouquet. But the only person who like has those flowers and can do those arrangements is the hero of the story. Now, these two have some kind of complicated history. They really don't like each other. They're reluctant to work together, and it is their love story. You all know that's a kind of dynamic that I love, but I've also just heard really fantastic things about this, so I have faith that it is going to work for me in all of the ways that I love romance. Role Playing by Kathy Yardley. This one, we are following a woman, and her son has just gone off to college, so the nest is empty, so to speak, and she is struggling a little bit. She's like totally fine, but she's naturally an introvert and tends to isolate, and her son is worried about this. So she makes the agreement with him that she will try to be social. So she ends up going to like this online D&D group, and she joins them, and she's having a lot of fun with it. And one person that she like connects with a lot is just someone that she assumes is like some college age frat bro, but they have a great connection and they just like love playing D&D together. She thinks of him as a friend. They become Twitter friends, and they end up actually meeting up in real life for some reason, and much to both of their surprises, they're the same age, late 40s, early 50s, somewhere around there. And they end up getting together. I've heard really fantastic things about this. I know that our heroine is, I believe, asexual in this as well. So I'm just really excited to continue with this book and finally finish it. And I do think it will be 5 stars. And finally, American Royalty by Tracy Livesay. I can't read my own handwriting. That is definitely not correct. This one is so much fun. Okay, so we have a rapper, and she is an up and coming, like very popular, very well-known rapper, and she has a great reputation. However, she's always wanted to be a businesswoman and an entrepreneur, and she's kind of sick of being exploited by the music industry, right? Like, she's like, all they want me to do is shake my ass, and she's like, that's not like what I want to do. I want to be a businesswoman, and her songs are about empowering women, and she's like really grateful for her career and all, but she's at this point in her life. I don't know how she gets introduced to this person, but she does. And it's the prince of some country. I'm going to assume England. It's always England, isn't it? So she gets introduced to him, and you're following their love story and like the media thing that happens after that. And again, you all know that I love Hollywood stories. I did also listen to the beginning of this audiobook. how am I gonna know it's a 5-star if I haven't already tried it? I listened to like the first 2 chapters and it was really great. Like, I love the audiobook so much. So again, I am looking forward to finally finishing this book, and I do think it will be a 5-star prediction. But the fun part of this kind of video is always at the end of the year going back and reacting to it and seeing, was I right? Was it a 5-star read, or do I just not know my reading taste at all? You and I will find out together. Besties, that does bring us to the end of this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a little crown emoji in the comments if you've gotten to the end of this video and you want to let me know. That, of course, is for American royalty. And I will see you tomorrow for the final video in 12 Days of Char. Bye, besties!